Good evening and welcome to From the 80s View. I'm your host, Dr. Cedric Brown. Today's guest is a special one for me because he's my work nephew. Matt Verdiel is with us this evening, and we're going to be talking a lot about a lot of things. Hey, nephew, what's going on there, buddy?
What's going on?
How are you, man?
No, pretty good. Can't complain.
Good, good. So Matt, if I said, tell me something about yourself in one or two words, what would you say?
I say I'm passionate and I'm pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, okay. I love the confidence. Social media influence. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, it's definitely kind of uprising, and it's definitely going at a fast pace that a lot of us really can't catch on.
Absolutely. And then last but not least, college athletics, college sports. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, it's amazing. That's all I can say.
These topics and more on From the 80s View. Let's get it. Welcome back to the show. And before Matt and I get into it, I'd like to give honor to God, who's the head of my life, because without Him, nothing that I do would prosper. Right? The opportunity to do this show, the opportunity to work in a field that I absolutely love, to be a father, to be a grandfather. I'm a new grandfather. To be a husband. And to be a mentor to friends and young people. So I really want to make sure that everybody understands me, man of faith, that without God in my life, none of this would be possible. Now let's bring back my nephew, Matt. Hey, listen, man, it is a pleasure to have you on the show, Matt, for a couple of reasons. One, because obviously you're my work nephew. I've adopted you. You know, I love you and everything that you do and everything that you stand for. I know you personally, and now the viewers are from the 80s view are going to get to know you as well. And then the other thing is, you are such a dynamic young person with social media content and your videography that you do, and you've done documentaries and things like that. But, you know, I'm not going to sing your praises, nephew. We're going to get right into it. If people want to know something about Matthew, Verdiel, what you going to tell them? What is Matt V all about?
Yeah, no. One thing I would probably say is, I'm a hard worker. I find solutions to everything. And if I can't do it, I'm gonna get you to the right people that can.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, Matt, as we can see in the background, you have MSV creativemedia.com. Tell us a little bit about that, man, and tell us a little bit about the entrepreneur that you are, and you have a business and everything. So share a little bit of that with our viewers.
Yeah, no. So again, my name is Matthew Riddell. I own a little company back at home in California called MVS Creative Media. What we do is, on a shorter scale, is we plan a lot of social media posts for different businesses. We also started doing photography for school photography and sports photography. So we're trying to get back to the community as much as we can by offering different type of levels of fundraising, but also giving the opportunity to every single individual that that's a part of sports that really doesn't get recognized. That makes sense. And then a little bit about the businesses. We started in 2020, my COVID year. I was a sophomore in high school. I'm currently 19 years old. And everything's just been great. I can't complain about anything. My business has just been getting bigger and better every single day. I'm nonstop on the computer, and I'm very blessed to be able to have the connections I have, and have the people and the resources that, that come along with it.
And so, Matt, you've worked in you know, at various levels, right? You obviously work now at the collegiate level at Southern Utah University, but you've also worked professionally at in with the NFL, and you have clients there that you do some work for. You've done things in other leagues inside of collegiate athletics. Some of these shots, talk about some of them, Matt.
Yeah, so this shot right here specifically is actually the probably first shot back in 2020 during COVID year. This is literally that was my first ever camera and lens. Ever since then it's been history. I love this picture by myself because this was 16-year-old me. And trying to do whatever it is I was trying to do during COVID. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I found photography, and didn't know anything about photography. Luckily, I learned a lot of people that are not pictured in this picture, but there's many people that have helped me along the way. And this again, I love this picture about me because this just goes back to young me, just trying to figure out my ways and really try to figure out what I want to do. And luckily enough, every year I've been successful and just keep growing and growing and growing. And here I am now.
That is great. And we have another photo here with you doing some work in a different league.
Exactly. So this is me again 2 years ago. I would say 2022. I got the opportunity to shoot USC football against Cal Berkeley. One of my dearest friends, Jaden Ott, he actually was playing at Cal Berkeley, and it was awesome to be able to experience this. Never have I ever really experienced being at a bigger scale, and that day my dreams really did come true about maybe not being the player on the field, but being somebody that's being surrounded by a great atmosphere, great coaching staff, and great players as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have viewers that have an opportunity to write in different questions or comments. George, we saw yours. He is a very interesting individual that helps the conversation be interesting. So, George Fisher, thank you for that. Well, nephew, what about this shot right here, man?
Yeah, this is actually my right now. Obviously, I'm in Southern Utah. I'm currently my senior year of my undergrad degree. And honestly, this picture also means a lot to me. This is my first ever picture last year when we played Arizona State University. This is honestly one of the uh, I actually have this. I'm actually getting this one framed and for my hallway, just so I can see and really acknowledge that how far I've came. All that setup right there. From the previous picture you saw when I said I was 16. From this to this level of rig that I have pictured right here in the little camera. It's just the different things that I was able to do. This is right here shows that I'm doing videography. A lot of people don't do videography. It's very hard for somebody to do videography. And again, this is very dear to my heart because this is one of the first ever games that I recorded in intercollegiate athletics.
And and I've seen a lot of your work, right? You did a documentary last year on our gymnastics program, and the it was off the charts, right? We used some of the video roll in one of their introductions for right before they started their gymnastics meets. It's absolutely incredible. Let's talk a little bit about the investment, right? I don't need to know figures or anything like that because we're not trying to get in your business, Matt. But Matt, you talked about your video rig. You talked about your first camera, right? How did you know that you wanted to go all the way deep into where you are? And then how did what was your plan about the investment in yourself to get everything that you have? Because I can't say this without being in your business. It's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that you've invested. How does a young man like yourself starting out, how do you go about, what's your approach? What
Yeah,
was your
no,
approach?
yeah, no. I'm very fortunate and very blessed to have a supportive family back at home. Mom and dad and brother. Them just being very supportive in what I wanted to do. When I was back at 16 years old, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to own my own business just because my parents have their own business at back at home in California, and it wasn't really the photography side of business that I wanted to know or wanted to do, but I did know that again I wanted to own my own business. So I took photography, I learned photography, and then something just clicked in my head, and I said, you know what, let me see how where this goes. So then from there I went on to shoot high school ball, a couple of softball games here and there at my home high school in Norco, California. And ever since then, I've just been growing, getting contacts, getting parents involved, and maybe getting like couple bucks here and there of taking pictures of different athletes, of different obviously parents as well, doing senior portraits, doing family photos. I've seen this all grow throughout the years, and how what I can do my own self. And honestly, in the last couple of years, I've actually kind of really made the focus to be like, hey, this is how this is bigger than you, and it can also help you in the long run. And really, like I said, my goal was at the end of the day to own my own business, and actually that kind of sparked in a couple of years ago. And actually
Sure.
now I'm just really like very eager to keep going, keep climbing up the ladder. And again, I'm very fortunate enough to have a really blessed family, but also they're very, very supportive. And honestly, that's the biggest thing. Mom and dad always say, "Hey, go follow your dreams, follow whatever it is that you want to do."
Absolutely.
And therefore, the camera. I can very say that the camera has got me a lot of places that I've not. That if I didn't have the camera, I knew I wouldn't have gone. And so again, it's just knowing the unknown. I think is
Yep.
what I keep going for. It's like maybe I can succeed in this, maybe I won't, but I mean I have to try. I cannot not try.
Oh, nephew, you're succeeding. That is without question. You're succeeding. And for viewers that are watching, go to www.mvscreativemedia.com and check him out. Matthew is a very talented young man, and there's a lot of things that he can do to help you enhance what it is you're trying to do. Right. So I have a new brand coming out called Favored. It's a part of my company, which is Divine Creations Group, LLC. And you'll be hearing more about that on more of our shows here on From the AD's View. And Matt is going to be helping me with that, with the social media content and things like that. And he's doing some of that. Matt, we talked about that endeavor, you and I collaborating and working together. Talk a little bit about what sparked my mind about my business, because I saw some things that you did for one of your very close friends that is does some modeling and things like
Yes.
that. Can you just talk about some of those projects?
Yeah, no. So recently, I've been trying to get into fashion, and really trying to develop my skills in the fashion industry, and going out in downtown LA, getting those cool shots. And actually, one of my dearest friends, Ezra, he's a photographer with me. He does model. He's also a model, but he's also a photographer. But we kind of just collaborate on different deal or different things that are being presented to us. A lot of companies, like Gymshark, or a couple others like Black Taylor on Instagram. Like these different companies are coming up to us, and we're helping them make the content. And what sparked me and Uncle Dr. Brown about doing this possible thing for him was a matter of, I always told him, you need to be on social media. If you're not on social media, you're losing millions and millions of
You
dollars. You're
did.
losing
You
millions and millions of
dropped some
viewers.
nuggets on me.
There you go. And it's very valuable. Social media, if you're not on social media, you are one step, many steps behind the game,
Behind. Yep.
honestly.
Yep.
And honestly though, what gets people is, they go onto Instagram. And I told Dr. Brown this too. Once you get on Instagram, it's not about posting, it's not about doing this. It's about putting the right content out there. It's putting about what people want to see. You need to put appealing content together with different things and different materials, right? With the resources you have, you need to maximize these. And me and my company, what we try to do is we try to find different ways to hopefully help other businesses to really like develop their following count, their analytics, and all that stuff. But again, that comes with paying close attention from the minute we record the content for you to the second that it's being posted, and how we can keep developing your story. That makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I appreciate that in you, nephew. and the things that you've taught me. And for those of you watching this episode, just realize that, just because you might be the OG of the relationship doesn't mean that, that you can't learn something else, from the young grasshopper. You might be the sensei, but the grasshopper can learn, he can teach the sensei as well. Nephew, I appreciate that about you, Matt, and very good student. I get on him. I have fun with him. I get on him sometimes because, it's 10:59 and he has class at 11 o'clock and I get on him and everything, but good young man. Hey, Matt, stay with me, right? Because we have some more things that we have to talk about and I have to pay some bills. You're watching From the 80s View. I'm your host, Dr. Cedric Brown, and I just want to say the content that you're about to watch on during this break is done by the interns of the Leon Thomas Group, and they're fantastic, and they make my show look fabulous. So again, you're watching From the 80s View. We'll be right back after this break.
Announcing the newest show from the Leon Thomas Group, Cooking with Kids in the Kitchen.
Each week, we're going to have kids on the show in their home kitchen, showing us their culinary expertise right here on Cooking with Kids in the Kitchen. If you know of a kid that would be great to have on Cooking with Kids in the Kitchen, contact Leon Thomas with the Leon Thomas Group.
His email address is leon@theleonthomasgroup.com.
That's leon@theleonthomasgroup.com.
Cooking with Kids in the Kitchen.
At Rod's Car Repairs, we work on all cars, old cars, new cars, and your car. Car Repairs by Rod.io.
Baked by Brianna has been your Baltimore hometown bakery since 1969. Located in Roxton Plaza, Baked by Brianna. Visit bakedbybrianna.io.
Well, hi, everybody. This is your announcer, Biff Bergman, speaking for Farmer John. Farmer John luncheon sausage and Farmer John luncheon meat. Either way, Farmer John is easternmost in flavor and westernmost in taste. You can purchase all Farmer John products at your tri-state area, Mike's Meat Market. Go to mikesmeatmarket.com. Mike's Meat Market and Farmer John. What a double play combination.
Hi, it's Robin from LTG Radio reminding you that the holiday shopping season is just a few months away. But you don't have to wait until December to start your shopping. You can do it now by going to Why Wait? Shop Now. .biz. That's why wait. Shop now. .biz. There's no need to wait. Go to why wait. Shop now. .biz. Start now on that Christmas shopping list. And now, back to more LTG Radio.
I'm Leon Thomas with the Leon Thomas Group. Podcast, virtual events, webinars, streaming shows, and so much more. We want to be your partner in all things virtual.
Welcome back. You're watching From the 80s View. I'm your host, Dr. Cedric Brown. Before we bring back our special guest, I want to talk a little bit about my book. It's a surreal feeling for me because being able to write this and turn it into something that I can share with everybody is so special, and I feel so blessed. The title of my book is How Black Men Overcome Racial Barriers and the Status Quo in NCAA Institutions. It's a narrative inquiry, and the one thing that I'm very thankful for is that I was able to reach out to men that had done or were doing at the time what I aspire to do. I aspire to be a P4 AD at some point in time, and continue my career and work with young people to help them realize their dreams. And three of the benefits that came out of the research that I did was the benefits of role models. Obviously, role models are very important. Those expectations was the second theme that came out of the role models, and then understanding that there could be perceived and or real racial barriers in the industry that we're in. How were my individuals that I spoke with, how were they able to positively overcome those perceived or those real barriers? And so it's a real easy read. Please check it out. You can go to Amazon.com. And again, the title is How Black Men Overcome Racial Barriers and the Status Quo and NCAA Institutions, a Narrative Inquiry. And if you want to see more episodes of From the AD's View, go on my YouTube channel, which is the call sign is at From the AD's View. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about me, you can email me at fromtheadsview@gmail.com. Always willing to answer questions or ideas. If you want to come on the show, email me at fromtheadsview@gmail.com. We are on this From the AD's View is on the Leon Thomas Radio Network now. I never thought that I would ever say anything like that, right? And if you just go to the leonthomasgroup.com and then you click on the Listen Live link, you can hear From the AD's View with me, Dr. Cedric Brown, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that is amazing to me. I mean, again, I told you in the beginning of the show, right? Without God, there's nothing that I can do. And it's because of him that he put me with Leon that I have the ability to even say that to my viewers right now. And lastly, our show is now at a new time. We are 7:05 Central and 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. And we're live now. We're back to being live again with Leon Thomas, and he's made it so incredibly easy for me to do what I do. And now we're going back live and bringing all these topics to you. So please tune in on my YouTube channel at From the AD's View. And if you like it, subscribe. Please subscribe and you'll get more content. Now let's welcome back Mr. Matt V. Let's welcome him back. Nephew, just being around you throughout, we spent a lot of time together this summer. We spent a lot of time in the office and things like that. You guys are working really hard to make our brand at SUU the best that it can possibly be. What is the significance of social media, right? We talk about influencers all the time, right? You share a lot with me. You have the LeBron Jameses, you have the Beyoncés, you have the Taylor Swifts. What does it mean to be a social media influencer?
Yeah, so recently social media has been a very big thing, right? It's really been a big thing in regards to how the public how the public perceives you in a way, right? But also how you want to communicate to the public. And social media influence has really gained, a lot of people on there. Just, it's very easy to make content right here and there. And we have a lot of TikTokers, Instagrammers now,
Absolutely.
that are, have millions and millions of followers. It doesn't matter what they do, right? It can either be from reviewing foods to, making content like myself, to maybe doing podcasts like yourself, right?
Right.
It's different things that people can do. It's just finding your niche, right? But honestly, what social media influence has gained over the years is the amount of users that are on there. It's super easy for you to be now discovered through social media, and the influence
Absolutely.
of that is how myself, let's just say I'm an influencer, right? I have millions and millions of followers. How I want to influence those my followers. That makes sense.
Absolutely.
So again, and like I always say, social media is a good and very bad thing, right? It has its good and it has its bad.
Sure.
But it depends on how you want to use it. Most of the time I want to think that, social media is always being used for the good stuff, right?
Yep.
All eyes are always on you, kind of just talking about, a little like statistical approach is, recently a study in July 2024, there's 5 billion users on social media now.
Wow.
And that's a triple the number from 2010. So just to see how many users are now on Instagram, helps myself as my own business,
Sure.
tell these companies, be like, hey, like, these are many users that you can possibly get. This is how we're going to strategically go about things, right? And influence your followers to come and buy your stuff or come in and visit you, right? Again, influence on social media is a broad topic here, right?
Absolutely.
And being able to be on social media is honestly, again, like I said, it's a good and bad thing, but the presence on how you want to be on social media depends on you and depends on the influencer. And so yeah, like I said, influence on social media it's growing, right?
It
And
is.
people are always watching you.
It is. It is. And we're talking to Mr. Matt Verdiel on From the AD's View. He is a young up and coming entrepreneur in the social media realm, in the videography realm. And I'm blessed, Matt, to share your knowledge and your experience, right? Because we think a lot of times that we have to be a little long in the tooth, and that means old, right? That we have to be that to be good at something, right? That's not true. We're in 2024. You can be young like yourself and have enthusiasm and have a passion, as you said in the beginning of the show, and be someone that inspires others to do what you do. You inspire me, right? So I'm old enough to be your pops. And, you and I sit down and we talk as colleagues. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what is so genuine about you, Matt, and what you do is because you know more about social media and photography and video and things like that, but you make it so easy for me to kind of understand so that I don't feel left out. And that's an amazing quality that you have about you. So this last topic, let's talk about this last topic. So you and I are both in a multi-billion-dollar industry called intercollegiate athletics, right? And
Yes.
we see all over the country the things that are happening, right? We're dealing with this house settlement. We're dealing with NIL. We're dealing with the transfer portal and things like that, right? Because you all are always having to make content for incoming, student athletes and things like that. Where do you see the landscape of collegiate athletics right now? Because you're literally, this is a pun intended, you're literally looking at it through a different lens than everybody else.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just want to say first that, intercollegiate athletics as a videographer and a content creator is probably one of the hardest jobs out there. You may not be an athletic director, you may not be, the higher ups, right? But you are constantly, like, Dr. Brown said and mentioned that, I'm always creating content for the upcoming, new coming, and also people that already left, so I could possibly doing a video or, gathering some content of somebody that may transfer in a week or so.
Sure.
And you just never know. And I think that's in intercollegiate athletics, there's so much unknown. Things can change in a matter of minutes, right? And really, how I see intercollegiate athletics, going forward is with NIL especially. It's a big business now. It's sad to say, but intercollegiate athletics is a business. We see it all the time. I see it all the time. I see it on different levels, different scales. I just see, from the draft level all the way to the NFL level, right? It's all a big business, and
It is.
and everybody is just trying to figure out how to get the best out of everything, how to get the best profit out of everything, right? And so how I see intercollegiate athletics is, turning into more of a business than rather that be, play for the players.
That
rather
grassroots, right? Yeah.
exactly.
I understand. I understand. And, before we close the show, Matt, I ask every one of my guests this question, and not to get, philosophical or get too deep or anything like that. But Matt, what does faith or spiritualness mean to you?
No, I think honestly that is probably the heart and soul of my own, success. If it wasn't for my faith and it wasn't for God himself, putting me in the right situation at the right time, or presenting this camera right in front of me at 16 years old, I would not have taken this opportunity and really grow to where I am now. Again, faith has always been a real big blessing. My family and I were very, religious, in many different aspects on how we are very blessed and how we are very fortunate. Mom and dad always, mentioned to us that, not everything comes easy, guys, but again, we're very blessed. We work really hard for everything I have. I myself, I have, like I said, like, you don't want to mention number, but, I have $1,000 in equipment, and that's for my own, blood, sweat, and tears that I have collected over the years and I have worked, right? And again, if it wasn't for faith and God himself, I would not have been in the position that I am right now. And I would not be in the position right now to keep succeeding and keep wanting to be more and do more.
Nephew, I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with myself and with the viewers of From the 80s View. And you hit the nail on the head, right? It is an opportunity for us to be thankful and for us to be grateful for the talents that we've been given, for the mindset that we've been given, for the approaches that we're allowed to take towards succeeding. But nephew, I appreciate you being on the show, man. I thank you so much, and again, I think so much about you, of you, and everything that you're doing, and at such a young age, right? Young in age, but you have a very old spirit, right? Because you and I, we talk a lot, our Sacramento trip, but we won't talk about all that, in the Sacramento trip, but it was fun, and I got to know you during that time, and what I was able to ascertain about you is that you are you're a diamond in the rough, brother. You're a diamond in the rough.
I appreciate you.
And I appreciate you. So Matt, before you leave, tell everybody again how they can get in contact with you, man.
So if you guys have any questions about anything, education wise, or if you guys want a little more details about what I do, or my story. Again, I feel like I've never took an ordinary route. Again, I was the sophomore in high school, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And again, I love talking to, younger people, and that are maybe in high school or college that are trying to figure out what they're doing. Why? Because I was in that exact same position, and I had to go find the resources, but I would love to be a resource to you guys. So if you guys have any questions, my email is literally Matthew, MATTHEW, right there at enviouscreatemedia.com. If you guys email me whenever you guys want, and I'll be happy to get back to you guys. whenever I can.
I appreciate that, nephew. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank, Mr. Matthew Verdiel for being on the show and sharing the wisdom that he has. And again, he's at www.mvscreativemedia.com. Reach out to him because your ideas will pop off the screen. And he's going to help me with, with what I'm doing with Divine Creations Group. And with my brand Favored, it's coming to you really soon. Sweatshirts, T-shirts, hats, everything. Favored, it's coming to you. And
can't wait.
And I appreciate that, nephew. So thank you very much. As I close this show, I just want to tell everybody: you be grateful, be thankful for the things that you have. Be grateful and thankful for the people in your life. Be thankful and grateful that you have the opportunity to share your talents and your thoughts and your ideas with others. But don't just be so quick to have your hand out, right? Turn that hand over and be willing to give to someone as much as you're getting from someone. And I really appreciate everybody. And again, we're going to be here Sunday evenings, new time, 7:05 Central, 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. And we're also on that Leon Thomas Radio network. And you can catch that at the leonthomasgroup.com. And then when you get there, click on that listen live link, and you can hear more with Dr. Cedric Brown from the AD's View. Good night, and God bless.